right now I've decided to make a video on some t-shirt reconstruction. I know that a lot of people do them or whatever, but usually when they do them for themselves. And in my case, I have only made one or two shirts for myself. I generally do this for my daughter. Now, in t-shirt reconstruction, usually, reconstructed t-shirts are a little revealing and whatnot, but I, having a 6-year-old, almost 7, you can't make them revealing. In order to do this, no sewing is required, nothing like that. In order to do this, all you need is a t-shirt and a pair of scissors. Really simple, easy thing. And the shirt that she wants me to do, it's a little bit baggy on her, because my daughter's just a little petite thing, is this one. It's like a tie-dyed yellow t-shirt with flowers on it. Generally, nothing special. And she wants it as a halter top. But the first thing we will do is we will cut off this bottom seam. In cut t-shirts, you really generally want to cut off all the seams. That way it has like the same flow effect. Because if you leave some seams in some places and cut off the rest of the seams, it doesn't always look right. So I'm just going to cut this bottom seam off. Now that we're done cutting off the bottom seam, you want to stretch this so it'll give it a nice curl. You always want to stretch the shirt after you cut it anyways. And there's your curl thickness. If you want a halter top, I'm going to cut off these sleeves. So I'm going to take the sleeve and I will cut this together. But right where this inside seam is, I'm going to cut along the sleeve line. And then once you're done cutting that, you want to fold these two. Alright, so once you cut the sleeves off, this would be a tank top, but because she wants a halter top, I'm going to need to cut off the back part of the neck, not the front part, because you're going to need the front part. The back part of the neck is what's going to go around her neck. So, I'll flip it over and cut off, go in from the side, and cut around here. Because what you're eventually going to do is you're going to just cut it so it fits evenly right here. So you're going to actually cut in a little bit more on the sleeves. But for now, I'll just cut out the back of the neck hole where the tag is. Okay. Now this is what it should look like now. This is the front. This is the back. Now, what I like to do is I like to fold it. So basically taking the where the armpits are, or the armpit spaces or whatever are. That way you have the front right here, fold it over, and you have the back right there. Now eventually you're going to be cutting the back off, but you don't want to do that quite yet. You want to fix the front. Now if you look, here's the seam part from where the sleeve used to be. You want to cut kind of diagonally to meet from here. That way this sticks up more. The collar sticks up more. You want to cut from here and meets into the armpit. That way it's like a nice little curve. Should be what you have right now, the neckline, and then See, look. See? Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut off this back piece right here. This extra flap of fabric where the tag is. In her case, that's where the printed tag is because it doesn't have a regular tag. So you just want to fold that right in half, like this. Grab it by the armpits of the sleeve, and just fold it right in half. And then just cut straight across here on the back piece only. But as long as it's generally good. Now, because you've cut all that, you do need to stretch it. I know I forgot that step, but you're going to need to stretch it now that you're done with this whole circle thing. You just kind of pull on it until it curls. Just kind of yank. Because when you wash it, it'll shrink back up again, so you don't have to worry about that. About, you pulling it out of size or whatever. Plus, it should be a little bit baggy if, it's going to be like an overshirt. What we're going to do is we're going to fold it like this, so the two side seams are touching each other, are lined up perfectly. So once you lined up the seams of the shirt, which for some reason I can't be able to do right now, alright, there we go. Just flatten your shirt back out. Make sure, this seam right here is lined up great. Because what you're going to end up doing is cutting slits in the shirt for me so I can tie them. So you don't have to measure them out, but I like to measure them in my little measuring tape. I'm going to be cutting from where I marked. I'm going to be cutting about 4 inches into the shirt, and I'm going to make each slit about 1.5 inches. Okay. And now that you got all the slits in it, string your shirt back out like this, and then pull so all those strings curl. Now you can braid this, but she doesn't want it braided. She wants it tied. Do that. Just cut all these strings right in half, so line it back up with the seam. That way it's perfect, and you know exactly where the middle is. I'm sure you can cut these strings off at crooked, things if you want, like a zigzag pattern in your ties and back. Whatever you want. It is your shirt after all. In this case, it's my daughter's shirt, so I have to do generally what she wants me to do. But all you're going to do now is you're going to cut each one of these strings in half. So now your shirt should look like this. It should be all cut open. Just pull in your strings again. Now, because I'm doing this for somebody else, I am going to have my daughter here for when I tie this. That way I know where to tie it and make sure that it's not too tight or too baggy. Okay, so I'm going to put this on her. That way I know where to tie it because, like I said, this is not for me, so it's easier to do it this way. If you're doing it for yourself, then you can just kind of guess on where the tie should be. We'll put this on her. Alright, like I said, I don't want it too tight, and I don't want it too loose, because then it'll just look funny. So I'm just going to tie it. Okay, so what I did is, after I tied it, okay, up here was tied tighter, and I had it go a little bit looser, when it came down around her butt, because her butt's a little bit, obviously a little bit bigger than her stomach. So it is a little bit loose, and all you want to do is just kind of pull on it, make sure that the knots are nice and tight. That way it does give that loose effect. And she wants to keep the strings on, right? She wants to keep the strings on. So I'm going to take the scissors and just, not like too rough, but just kind of casually just go around and cut it. Just kind of pull it. Give that curled effect. Now do a little ballerina twirl. Not fast, go slow. And there you have it. Finished product. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.